The Garifuna flag, it's very sentimental to me because right there as it is, black on top, white in the middle, and yellow at the bottom, I can identify with that because black signifies our connection with Africa, and us as black people, as Negroid people, that is, we are connected with Africa. So, and normally, since that is the origin where civilization started, that is the root, that is our root of life and everything. So I feel like it's appropriate that we put black on top, to make it known that we are proud of our culture, and we're proud of our color, and we're proud of our complexion. The
Mhm.
white, as far as I'm concerned, it signifies peace, tranquility, calmness, to just be away from the stress of life, to calm down, to rest, relax after a hard day's work. Then you get into that peaceful mode. You're gonna get into your hammock, but bad bugre te abame bayday hatida bugre. Okay. All right. Then we got yellow, and I feel like yellow signifies to me, and this is me personally. It
Mhm.
can resonate with other people, but I'm talking about me.
Mhm.
How I interpret the colors of our flag.
Mhm.
It represent again the fruits. The abundance of fruits when it comes to the ripe tafuna do mango, when we have abundance of mangoes or papaya, all these nice yellow looking fruits, or it means that they're ripe. Whenever I associate yellow with fruits, they're ripe and ready to eat, and we have them in abundance wherever Garinagu people lives. And I also look at the yellow as our other the other cultures that we intermingled with in Urume and the Caribbean. That's the Locono, who people will refer to as Arawak, and the Kalinago, who people would refer to who people would refer to as Carib. So these people were yellow in complexion, and so I feel like they are also represented in our flag, and that's a good thing to know that we're including our roots, we're including our people who we intermingled with, so that we can identify ourselves anywhere we go. Yeah, the Garifuna drums. That's our, we call that Gari-On, and that, from the look of that, it looks like it's a segunda. You see what happened with our Garifuna drum. That shows our resilience. As far as I'm concerned, that shows how resilient we were, and how resourceful we were. You know, we look we look around our environment, and then we take what we have, like we spoke about earlier, and we just cut the wood, cut the trunk, and what did we do in the old days when we cut that wood with the axe? We just cut it enough where we can, for the size of the drum that it is, and then we would put coal, like firewood, the coal of the firewood. We would put it on top of that trunk right there, so that the fire can burn down. So it takes a couple days in those days before electronics and modern technology kick in. It took a while to make a Garifuna drum,
Mhm.
because you had to put fire so that the fire can burn the inside, and but and that was it takes time. And then you have the skin of the animal. It can be a deer skin, it can be a cow, or and you take that, you take the fur off, and then you put it in the sun to dry, and then you cut it out into a circle, and that's what you put on top of one end of the drum, the one end of the the trunk, and then you put ties, the branches of some trees. They're very flexible. You can bend them, and then you tie it around, and then you tighten it with ropes, or you put nails and stuff like that to make our drums. We use nails. We use we call it, how you call it, a metal wire, and those knobs that you see, they tighten the drum, the the skin of the drum, so that you can get the acquired tone that you want as a drummer.
So
So that's
almost like a tuning, like it
tuning. Yeah, it's a tuning
tunes
peg.
it down.
They're tuning pegs. Yeah. So what I just explained to you was how a drum was made in those days in ancient time. But today, if you go to Dangriga, they have data. Mr. Rodriguez, Aston Rodriguez's daughter, she is doing it now using machine. Now with that drum, if you look at how big that drum is, data now can cut that drum to a certain thickness, and then she can still, when she's finished cutting that, then she can still cut another drum out of that. Okay, so you can get like at least 3 or 4 drums out of that right there. But in those days, you could only get one.
Mhm.
But today you can get 4 out of that. Gari-On.
Yeah.
I better recognize my song, and that's an original song of mine. The name of that song, Magura Baya Bisani. Don't, and it literally translates, don't neglect your children. So that was the English version of that song. It goes in Garifuna, Aba kate susereti le mi sebenu. Whoa, 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 Gari titu ni nanige. Abakate susereti le mi sebeinu. Ye 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 burugwalo muti na nige. Abuhaya malubuidu bidane. Begi batu sungli dada. Abuhaya malubuidu bibagare. Nibarita gu hawagu bu familia. Anu he bugu shu yara dangriga. A sufrirá, oh, a sufrirá. Anu hey bumare yara indura. A sufrirá, hamadisi bisanigo. Bisanigo, bisanigo. Magurabaya, bisanigo. Hagia bayi daraguabu tutemeye. Damesia bawadigi marido. That's basically.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for that. So, when it comes to, you know, I know you're a composer, meaning you write your songs, you write your own
Yes.
songs.
Yes.
How can you walk us through that process from like thinking of a concept or thinking of an idea for a
Okay.
song? How
Very
does it
good.
work for you from bringing it
Ve-
to an idea to, performing it there on stage?
Very good. Okay. Do you want the long version? No, I'm not. I'm gonna. You see, because that's right under my belt. Okay. Especially talking about being creative. And in my own, that's my world. Okay. If I, if I can take a hook, and a hook is like a one little sentence in a song. Like let me give you an example. Like when I did Kabasanumari, right? I was working in the police band, and I was coming home. And it just out of the blues, it just came to my mind, and I said, Kabasanumari, dame namaredo. That's what I asked myself, right? And then right away the melody came, and I just find the melody came, and I said, Kabasanu Marima, Damena Maredo, right? And I just kept singing that little hook, that little thing, that question. I just kept singing it, singing it, singing it. And then I told myself, you know what? I'm gonna answer it. And then I start thinking, right? Like uh, I'm looking. I want a woman who's going to be there for me. So I'm thinking, okay, uh, when I look at a nun, right? When I look at the characteristic of a nun, she is or a saint. I start with a saint. The characteristic of a saint is she is devoted and dedicated to do God's work. So I would want a woman to be dedicated and devoted to me. Okay, that's one. And when I look at a nun, she also is dedicated to God and to do his work on earth. And I would want a woman with that characteristic also. Basically, I want a woman with a good heart. That was what I want. Aba hiaro to buiti tosa. So I answered the question. Aba sando, aba moha, aba hiaro to buiti tosa. Right? So that answered that first question, and I answered it. I'm looking for a woman who's like a saint, who's like a nun, and who has a good character. And I will do everything to be with that woman because I'm gonna be just as good to her as she's good to me.
Mhm.
Okay. So and then that's one verse, and then the next one came Kabasanega Lamadin, right? What am I going to eat because I'm hungry? And then again, I answered that. I start thinking, how can I answer this? So I thought about hudutu, right? And then I start putting in the ingredients. Anuha baruru, tugubo faluma. Aniha uduro, right? Anuha baruro luma yamura, tugubo faluma, tubuya hudutu, right? So it was that's how I get creative, and that's just one way.
Mhm.
I can also mention, now that we're at the Garifuna Dictionary with Roy, I can also mention a trilingual Garifuna Dictionary with Ruben Reyes.
Mhm.
Okay, Ruben Reyes came out with a
Yes.
Garifuna Dictionary, and it's English, Spanish, and Garifuna, which I think it's awesome.
Mhm. Do you know where people can get a copy?
Uh, I got mine from Ruben, but that's a while back. I don't know if he. You just have to Google Ruben Reyes. Google him. He's probably on the internet. He was instrumental in bringing that movie, that docu movie, Garifuna in Peril, from in
Wow.
Honduras.
Mhm.
It was based in Honduras, and the bottom line, the climax was, or the conflict there was land issues with the what's still happening in Honduras right now. So many
Mm.
Garifuna leaders are being assassinated in Honduras because
Oh, wow.
they are advocating for, and they are not sitting down to let these rich business people and the government personnel to politicians to come and displace and dislocate them.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's serious issues that is happening in our Garifuna, to our Garifuna people, direct all over when it comes to Honduras. There's a lot
Mhm.
of there's a lot of human rights violation caused upon our people, and we need to advocate. We need to talk. We need to raise our voice. We need to protest. We need to do whatever so that we can bring global attention to the injustices that is taking place to our people in Honduras. Okay,
Mhm.
and also in Nicaragua. For your information, it's very, very, you know, it's a dilapidated state for Garinagu people in Nicaragua, Bluefield, and other area in Nicaragua because of the government right now, at this present moment. There are
Mhm.
Garifuna men who are being killed, Garifuna women who are being killed, and out of for no reason at all. It's unbecoming, and we are just sitting down. Yeah, well, okay, let me not. let me not digress, Dorrit. Let me not
Mhm.
digress. But we need to. That's where Aubu Amurino comes into effect. If something happened to our people in Honduras, or something happened to our people in Nicaragua, we need to voice. We need to raise our voice. We need to put them on the spotlight. And sometimes it's going to take us from Belize, because some people in Honduras and Nicaragua, they might be scared for their life.
Mhm.
The government or people might come after them, yeah, and then take them out. So since we're here in America and we're in Belize, we should mobilize and let the world know that we are one people. But I'm not seeing that. It's so sad, you know.
Mhm.
I feel like my psyche. I feel like my psyche, my soul just shift to the side of me, and then another ancestor come into me and transform me into what I am on that stage. It's not me. It's like somebody else, but I'm having fun. I'm aware. It's like my ancestors are using me, and I love it.
And do you think do people come to you, like, say, like, after this event? Do
Oh
people
yeah,
come to you and say, James, you know, thank you so much for
yes, yes,
introducing me to your language, your
yes,
culture. I
yes,
am
yes,
so, grateful to you. And now I know some words. I can go to my friends and family and
yes.
talk a little bit about the Garifuna people, their language, their music, their culture.
Yeah, that's part of the reward. That's part of the reward I get. And that's what, I guess that's what propelled me. You see, because even though, like I told you, in the beginning, they were very. It was hard, Dorette, coming up and being where I am today now, with my music, in my music career. If I wasn't working as, in New York as a teacher, or doing that to bring food, to bring money in a consistent basis, to survive in New York with my family, I I would probably not be doing music today. I would probably not do music today, but I was passionate. I was, strong. I was really strong in doing it. So even though I was doing it on the side as a hobby, I was doing it in a way where I know that in the end, in the longer run, I will be taking charge. I will be in control of my music and of what I have done for all my time in this music industry. There's a lot that I need to learn, and I'm not ashamed to say that there's a lot that I don't know. But when it comes to doing music theory, when it comes to knowing my Garifuna history, when it comes to you know um, writing songs in a positive way, I and talking about writing songs again, another thing that propels me are children. Believe it or not, children, because I will not pen a song if there's any dirty lyrics in it. I will not pen a song is if there's anything vulgar in it, because I want that whenever I pen a song, and I'm talking about me, James Lovell, I want to be known as that artist who who um who have clean lyrics. I want to be known as that artist who have a message in all his music.